Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the live session. Can you write something if you can hear me so that I know that the stream is on and the market is on? We saw that there was a breakout and that was a false breakdown that we have seen in the past, and there was a trade that has gone back to the upside in that area that we discussed, that I have posted in the premium group as well. This is what the most important part: identify the false breakout and then go for it. So it's here. And that was 205 pips. Now the market is again creating its potential bounce back to the upside, again maintaining an uptrending market structure. We see that from the 1 hour perspective, the market has tested the lower shadow of this price action and now potentially bouncing back again to the upside here. And if you look at the 4 hour here, there was a big bullish price action that has formed, and this is what we were discussing in our previous session as well. The market potentially to maintain a bullish market structure. It did that, price tested the lower part and then bounced back to the upside. Currently we can see the price again creating another bullish price action here with a stronger momentum. The market is heading back to the upside in that area, and I'm looking at another entry as this is a bull market. And looking at 15 minutes, you can see there was a breakup structure, and from the breakup structure it managed to break out again. Now at this point, what we are looking at in this market to potentially break back to the upside, we will be waiting for further entry opportunity, and that's what I am looking at in this market. If you look at here, this is a bull market, and in that bull market we are looking at entry to the upside. Now the direction of the trend is very important. If you guys looked at the trade, we had few attempts here in our previous session, and then finally we got our entry. That was the big one, 200 pip. And what was the drive here? This is what I was also pointing that out. Look at this move. That's where we saw that there was a false breakdown to this order block. So this move that we have seen, it was a single move back below to this support, and it is straight touch that previous resistance here, which is turning support here, and then straight boom, bounce back to the upside, and it's still maintaining that. Now the market consolidated, and it has done quite a few manipulation. If you look at, yes, okay, here we saw that there was quite a few false breakout and breakdown, and that's a part of trading, right? You see that the market will do that. The market will create that false breakout and breakdown, but once you can identify that false breakout and breakdown, once you can see that there is a potential for breakout, finding that trade, finding that move will change everything as a trader. Now I can assure you that, guys, there's no other way but, because the market does this, the market will do that. You need to wait for, you need to be patient with a bigger win that we need to look at that kind of trade. Right? So bigger wins will give you a clear understanding about that, how the market is moving. Because when you can spot the bigger win, when you can look at that bigger win, you are remaining always in a trading zone where it is impossible for you to lose. Hi everyone, thank you for live analysis. Thank you. Welcome. Now, if you look at this move, what do you see? This is a consolidation here. And then there is a breakout. Again, you can see there's a consolidation. So during that consolidation, if you are entering the trade more often, you might, if you look at this one is a bullish setup, but if you enter, I didn't enter here, but if you enter here, there's a chance of stop out because of the liquidity gap. But once you can catch this move, hold on to that. Hold on to the trade for taking you to the biggest win possible. Now, the market is in that move. So this is how, keep the stop loss very small. Not, you see that more often I put the stop loss 40 pip, 30 pip, 20 pip, and then keeping a bigger win. So that over time, you keep your risk low, keep the winner running, and then get that bigger hit to take your trading account always in positive. And that's an insurance against loss. Now, what we are looking at the moment, if you look at the market structure, let's look at the next entry. As a trader, we always look at the entry. And tomorrow coming up, NFP. This is going to be very, very important to you guys. After an extended period of time, NFP is coming. Right? And that's why the market is reacting. This is what we need to look at. A moving market. Because when the market moves, the trend becomes very predictable. The trend becomes predictable, and predictability is important in trading. Okay, we are looking at to see here pullback. If you look at this 5 minutes and the 15 minutes, might be able to enter a position here. So let's see how the market is coming down here, back below to this order block. Feeling that zone, this is a bull market. Feeling that imbalance here will give us a bullish entry. If you look at the 15 minutes price action, this is a potential a bullish impulse. 4-hour price action, that's where the market is trying to heading back to the upside here. And this is a 1 minute price action. If the market is coming a little further below, that's a good entry opportunity. Okay, so firstly, if you are new to trading, that's completely fine. Everyone need to begin, right? At some point. Right, so everyone new. I was also new when I began my trading. An interesting fact is that when I begin trading, I had to do it, figure out everything by myself, just searching on net and finding everything by myself, right? Because I think it's true to almost everyone, because trading is, very few people understand how the trading works. And if you don't know, every mistake's cost, right? And that's why this live session is to assist those who are really willing to learn and grow as a trader. Secondly, however, due to different time zone, I'm not sure when that is exactly. So for the daily opening range, we will be discussing on the daily opening and close, and also how you can use the daily high and low as well as the intraday high and low. Sessions low, sessions high are very important. Here is, if you look at the market structure on gold, you can see after break of this high, it's coming potentially again to retest that support. This is currently 30 minutes, creating a bullish engulfer. We're going to see that how the market has reacted to that support. "15 minutes price action is going to close here with a potentially bullish pattern formation. $4119 the previous session has reached, which is bigger bullish confirmation, and there is a bearish fair value gap here, massive imbalance, and the market most likely to bounce back here to fill that imbalance to create a new higher high here in that market. Now, MT4 daily open and close is same for all right? So if you look at the daily candle opens at the same time for all, right? So regardless of where you are. Secondly, because the market, the charting is universal, except few broker has a different timing, but mostly are universal. Do you think so? Let me know. Is your timing is different in terms of daily? Because the 4-hour candle close in my zone, if you look at this trading view, because we are looking at the same chart, everyone, right? But if you have a different broker, that might be a little different, but it's because it's a 24/7 market. 5 days, not 7 days. Over the weekend for the retail trader is closed. But now for the, I'm trying to understand daily bias. So daily bias, if you want to, in fact, this is, if you look at the daily bias, that one strategy, you can keep trading that same strategy over and over again every single day. Now look at the daily, right? So look at the daily here. What do you see? This is a bull market. When you look at the daily price action, you can see it's a bull market. And the market today so far showing significant bullish impulse in this market. Therefore, looking at this market structure, if you look at that from the daily, since the market opened, it's showing that upside momentum since the beginning of this time. That means from the beginning of this daily time frame. And then the market is showing that whenever the price is breaking below, it's getting the rejection back above, right? And therefore, from the daily perspective, if you look at, it is a bull market. So daily bias means that you look at the daily time frame and see, first of all, in terms of daily open and daily high and low, where the price in relation to. So what do I mean by this? Imagine that the daily candle opened here, right? And then the market, in a bull market, the market has gone back up throughout the Asian session. In London or NY session, the market at the daily open, it just has crossed that daily low, right? So the market open after little weak creation, the market has gone back up, and before the during the NY session, the market has come back and crossed that daily low. In a bull market, you can be very sure that very high probability this market will bounce back up to the daily high. That is daily bias, right? That's an intuitive understanding of the market, that what the trader might think about it. Okay, so can you let me know anyone has what's your, because it depends on your time zone. So what you can do, you can look at during your time daily candlestick pattern, because when you look at this MT4 or on TradingView, it's gonna show you the timing. You see that this is daily time frame, and it's now showing that 10 hour 26 minutes this candle is going to close. Do you everyone see the same time frame here with this charting? This is, I think, FXCM, right? I'm in the UK. So do you see that 10 hour? If you look at on my chart on the right side of this charting, that you can see this is the daily time frame, and below the price there is a timing 10 hour 25 minutes for this candle to close. So now you can add regardless of where you are. So look at what time frame this candle is going to close. So add 10 hour 25 minutes in your current time frame and see when the candle is going to close. As soon as one close, okay, so as soon as one close, the other one will open after an hour of break. So if your time is morning 9 a.m., then add 10 hour 25 minutes to it to see the daily candle closed. All right. Now, what do you see that here? The 15 minutes price action maintaining a bullish market structure, and we'll be looking at an entry here for possible bounce. after this massive move back above, no problem. You're always welcome. In the beginning, it's confusing, I know. And that's okay. The confusion will give you more clarity. So now here is, if you look at this market structure, there is a stronger breakout, pullback. And that pullback that you can see with this breakout, want to see that breaking back below, so that you can have potential move in this market. This is the 30 minutes price action as well. It formed a bullish engulfer on the 30 minutes. And the 1 hour also showing bullish momentum back above here. Welcome. Okay, so with this bullish engulfer from the 30 minutes perspective, we might see the market is respecting this support here. This is what I'm trying to enter. So with a impulse here, move, consolidation, breaking below, and then bouncing back above. A breaking below can give us an entry opportunity here. This is 4-hour sessions low if you look at 4106 level, and also 4109, these two important support level. What's the view for gold? Sir, bullish or bearish for today? We are bullish, gold, no question. And just on a pullback. This is now currently strongly bull market, and with the NFP coming up, it's showing that potentially breakout. Do you have any different opinion? I would like to ask with a poll. And poll results always helpful, guys. 90% of the time I saw that what came out on poll has come out to be correct. So share your thought on the poll. Do you do paid tutorial? Yes, currently we have, if you guys want to check out more, go in the description where few spots open to the mentorship where you can join the premium mentorship program and also signal group along with many other trading tools that I'm using, including the indicators as well as analysis that I'm posting every day. So you can visit the website. There is 95% off, which is ending very soon. Once you join, then you can check your email for all the links to be part of the trading community, where every trade that I'm opening, also I'm going to share in the premium group. I'm sharing every single day with full description of the trade as well as daily market breakdown. And so now looking at here, what kind of market structure is forming? On the 15 minutes, it might be forming an inverted head and shoulder. And this market is potentially breaking to the upside. But in case it's coming down for a pullback, that's going to be potentially significant move. Again, we can expect it to go ahead and hit that high. Sound big or small? Yeah, it's look bullish. Okay, so I see almost all of them bullish. But can you cast a vote? to see if anyone has a different opinion. And you can explain why you think bullish or bearish. Not only the direction, but also you find out a reason. That's where you start to learn the proper analysis and the direction. Thank you. Here is the move that you can see the market slowly. This is where, with a bigger impulse now on a pullback, so looking at very lower time frame, if you look at here, the reaction. So on this lower time frame, looking at the multiple time frame will always give you clarity about the directional bias. And 15 minutes impulse now potentially coming back again to this support, possibility forming a double bottom, and we might be able to open a buy shortly as it is breaking that low, and this support where the market is coming, this is a very important support level here. Ready for an entry. So would you not also take into consideration the FBG below the support as potential pullback? Okay, so let's look at that. There is a FBG for a potential pullback. Now that's a very valid and absolutely good question. Okay, the market if you look at the past year, see that here, you see the market left this fair value gap. This is a bearish fair value gap. It didn't come back here. Okay, it dropped down, and then when it is trending, massive FPG left it. So the market may left that fair value gap, which is part more often depending on the strength of the trend. So this is the previous resistance here, which is turning support, and this is bullish fair value gap if we mark that one here. And that's why we are looking at the price action to see how the market is reacting in this area. Because when you see that the trend, if you look at this impulse from here, we are looking at the 5 minutes now. It's a big impulse, right? Followed by, we saw that a bull flag formation. And the market has another breakout. So now, with this breakout, it is showing that the buyers are very interested in this market, because it created an impulse already. If it breaks that extent back below, it doesn't necessarily require to fill that fair value gap. We might see potentially another bounce. Even if it is a stronger impulse, we might see that from here bouncing back to the upside, respecting this 20 EMA, because it's a bull market. And if you look at the daily, it's just freshly changed trend. That means the daily momentum is higher. If you look at after the previous daily green candle, this red move is now being balanced by this daily move back to the upside. So it's a freshly changed downtrend to an uptrend. So there might be that the market is not coming to fill that fair value gap. Instead, we might see the market to continue to rise back here to create a new higher high. And we see that there is, in fact, a stronger breakout. So, but our bias here, we want to trade from a very important key level. Once we see that, we'll be looking into the trade. So I see quite a few votes. So most of them voted for bullish. If you haven't voted yet, you can vote the pool. Thank you. So if you look at here, very carved semicircular pattern has created and broken above here. The current support is here, and So it's appreciating here in that area, moving back with a bullish momentum back to the upside here in that market. So you're just going to break down lower. So yeah, because it's on a bullish trend, and the flow always, you see the market will move in the major direction of the trend. So if you look at this market structure, it's following a pattern that you can see here: consolidation, breakout, and then consolidation, breakout. Especially if you see that after a move, consolidated, broken back below, has broken back above, come back here, that's a bigger sign of bigger move. That's what we will be looking at. So if you look at this market structure, quite a few bit of consolidation and then broken back below. So now it's still on a consolidation. What we are looking at here to see that it has tested the lower part of this consolidation before we look for any bullish entry. As you say, it looks like, well, it's a false breakdown. This is a false breakdown, this one that you can see here. Okay, and this move, it is a retest. So if you make the triangle here pattern, okay, the market has created this, formed this triangular pattern, and then broken back below from the triangle, has broken above, and then retest at this level. Now it left those levels now for a benchmark. If the market come down to retest those levels or create a false back down to those levels, so we can look at entry again in the direction of the trend. And that's what we are at, to trade in the direction of the trend. Yes, I it would break lower than it initially did, but didn't bounce back. Yes, that's a sign of the bullish pressure coming in the market. So basically, whenever it is breaking below, it's getting the volume in the market, so it's getting liquidity. Now leaving also an important, if you look at the series of lower high, now it might break now lower and then could bounce back up to break this high here. So this potential break below, now that we are waiting, one big candle, one long candlestick pattern, can be very beneficial for us to look for buying. Because when the market start to trend and continue to rise, suddenly one candlestick pattern breaking below in this uptrend against the trend is where there is a possibility for another entry, because bigger ATR is key, guys. This is very, very important. We are having an indicator very shortly for finding those kind of levels. So if you look at this, let's say one single drop, 5 minutes candle, but dropping with a bigger ATR, nearly to 2.5 ATR or 2 ATR, dropping down to this, let's say the 1 hour support, if you look at, or the 4 hour support, straight drop with this bigger ATR candle will give you a very high chance of bouncing back to the upside. And that's where you will be getting into the trade for this move back up again, keeping a stop loss well below the structure. So this is the plan for us to look at that any entry that's coming up later, and then holding on to that bigger win. All right, so here, if we look at the lower time frame, the market structure, come on, we want to see that rejection. So it might be potentially preparing for so you see there is a complete break below, and want to see that it's been able to. Now this is the 5 minutes move that we discussed. The market has dropped to with a one single break below. Now if the market is being able to break that high here. We had a 1 hour candle close, and that 1 hour candle closed formed with a bullish engulfer with a stronger liquidity grab. Looking forward to see the market is maintaining this uptrend here in that area. The market became suddenly volatile, and it's maybe due to the potential fundamental coming later. Getting here that uptrending market structure formation here, and here is what I'm looking at. If you look at it, has a breakout on the lower time frame. So basically, potentially it was a false breakdown here, and that might be bringing that market back above 119 or above. And 4 hour market structure is showing also to be significantly bullish, and that might take this price back above here to create a new higher high. Are you going to see a new higher high? Let me know in the live chat. What do you think? Few move that we have seen maintaining this series of higher low. This is where the market is maintaining the series of higher low. Are you going to see a breakout? I think so. The market structure showing significantly bullish. Now, with the NFP, the market is really bullish here, that you can see pretty volatile, and we want to see that it's catching that move above again in that direction. And now if you look at the 5 minutes, the candle closing on the 5 minutes with the bullish impulse here, series of lower high, and the market may potentially create an upside bias. The 15 minutes as well, you see there is a bullish price action formation here in that area. Going to say 4130? I think so. breaking the recent high 4119 could take it to 4130, another potential 100 pip move. Okay, so here, this is a lower time frame bullish price action formation, and the sign of potentially break to the upside. We might be able to use, depending on if we see enough confirmation, for break above, as there is an imbalance here. If you look at, this is a trend line, and above this high there is an imbalance. The market breaking out here, looking at to go back to 4130 level. So it's getting some resistance here on the lower time frame. Going to use a pending order. So we saw 36. Okay, so 75% bullish, 25% bearish. Now the pool looks very, very impressive. If you guys haven't cast a vote on the pool, I would highly encourage you to do so. That will give us more understanding of what you guys are up to in terms of what you think, which way the market is heading. Because more often or not, pool came out to be correct. So almost over 95% of the time, the pool results reflected in the market. So it's going to be a great way to know. So make sure you cast that vote on the vote, come on the pool, so that you know that what's your thought on that. We see the market is having that reaction, and I'm going to end the poll in a minute, and then we'll be displaying. So make sure you cast that vote. It's still on the live chat. Did you do that? All right, cool. And also in the meantime, make sure you like this stream. Probably are following me for years, but forgot to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done, you can do so. There are some new lessons coming, some updated strategy coming on the channel. So on the channel, it will be for some of the, if you subscribe, you're gonna be notified as soon as I'm releasing that content. So don't miss out that. Here is the market is showing significantly bullish impulse back to the upside here. And patience is key when you are trading, guys. Make sure that you always stay patient. All right, so here is the market. So we saw that I'm ending the poll now to display the results. So you guys can see that results here. I'm bringing a screenshot. So interestingly, the pool was posted long ago, and you see that 74% bullish, 26% bearish. The market is reflecting that. Interestingly, all the time, the market reflected the pool results. All right, so we are now moving to, if you look at here, there is a big move back to the upside on gold. It has broken that resistance. You will be on the retest. If the market is coming down for retest, you will be looking to go long here. We had a running trade previously in our system that's still running in. We'll be looking at the re-entry again as soon as we see the enough confirmation here. So it's a freshly changed trend. So you can see there is a new resistance to pull. Yeah, thank you very much. It is interesting, really. It helps to know the more of the market structure. Now, you see that, look at guys here, what happened. There is a long consolidation, right? And then breakout. So the trade that we have opened when after I just finished the London session, I have already shared the full detail of the trade in the premium group with during the time I was entering the trade. So on the trendline retest, yes, if the market breaking this low here, we will be looking to enter. When the market in a stronger move, it's better to wait for a breakup structure. Now looking at, okay, so when there was a false, understanding false breakout, very important. If you guys looked at after we finished the London live, so this is the trade I have also shared in the premium. So you see there is a potential false breakdown. This is a false breakdown here that we have pretty, and from there the market, you can see that it's still moving back to the upside. So from the 4084 level, okay, and stop loss at 4077. Now that false breakdown, because of that big false breakdown, the market has got now this momentum. All right, that momentum is now going on still yet. You can see that from that level the market is still maintaining. So we saw quite a few attempt. I think 2 attempts didn't work out here because of the false breakdown multiple times, and finally the market has reacted to that level and bounced back to the upside. All right, so now what we are looking to see here, the market is in another retest, another pullback. So this is a, if you look at the 15 minutes candle also closing, which is potentially to remain bullish, and I'm looking at here potentially another break back to the upside. Market trend is significantly bullish today, that you can see. Coming to another order block here. Bigger pin bar, and how far it might be coming. So we run a usual breakdown, and that's where you might be able to find an entry for possible rejection from this lower price. In terms of timing, if we look at the 1 hour candlestick pattern, is the market is on the 1 hour support here, and opening buy below this level, stop loss, though we have one running trade, but I would like to add another position for possible bounce back to the upside with a very tight risk. So stop loss at 4109. Open buy here. Setting TP at 4125. It might drop for a deeper liquidity gap. If it drops, we'll be exiting with the minimum drawdown. So there was a complete break above, and it's on a deeper move here, and I'm looking to see the market to potentially retest this lower part and potentially to bounce back. So it has broken this trend line here now, right? So we bought from a trend line break. The rest we have to leave it on the market. If it breaks is a false break, then we should be able to see maintaining that uptrend again back above. If it is a valid break, we might see deep here. Market is on a very crucial level, so that's what I'm looking at the price to potentially return to the major direction. We're expecting a false breakdown here, and if that's a false breakdown, then we should be able to see that moving back again potentially to create a new higher high. There's a pretty stronger overextension on the 15-minute chart. It's a complete liquidity sweep here. Looking forward to see that this trade to bounce back up here, guys. Are you with me? So with proper risk management, of course, risk management is key. We are entering at our entry here and to potentially bounce back to the upside to create a new higher high. So once the market managed to break this high here, so around 50 pip up, if the market bounce back here, crossing this 50 pip up, we can take partial profit and moving the stop loss at entry to make the trade risk free in that move back to the upside here. And big win is it's long way above the buy limit at 4110. Okay, so your buy limit should be got triggered now. Buy limit or buy stop, and the market coming down. Welcome. And in the meantime, traders, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you like the stream. Did you like? And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Now, this is the crucial level now at the moment. If this is to continue to drop further back below, we might see a straight drop again because of this move, or we could see a continuation with the weak fill back above. Okay, we see some continuation pattern back to the upside. Okay, got that move back to the upside here with a one single breakout. Okay, getting that back above here. We are on this move and want to see that crossing to 50 pip. Ready to take that 50 pip move up. We are running up here now, 18 pip. Now, this rejection could be, if this rejection plays out, that means, which we don't expect. Now, I'm not going to close any small profit, but if it plays out, then we might see that further downside. But I think there is a long week rejection. So far the bulls are showing dominance here, control. That means the bulls potentially to take that move unless in the last moment there is any change in the market sentiment. Okay, getting that upside, and I'm holding on to that. I want to see that crossing that market structure above. Now, before the market breaks out, it really need a lot of liquidity, and it creates a lot of false breakout and breakdown. But that's a sign of, in fact, potentially bigger trending moves. So if we are holding on to that, if the market is going in fact in that way, we might see again another new higher high. Cool. Getting that upside here. I am on it and expecting it to break to the upside, potentially to create a new higher high. All right, so we hold on to that. And if the market cross 4119 level, we will be moving the stop loss at entry. And that move is needed to see the market is showing up. So the price, if the price managed to break 4119, which is the new resistance here, if the market break that high, we can straight bounce back to 4130 level. So our TP at 4125, which is almost 110 pip. That's going to be enough for us to take this move once the market managed to break that high. Price action looks to me still bullish, unless, as I mentioned earlier, if there isn't any bad move at the last moment, which could happen. And if it happens, it happens. Okay, the buying pressure is still on, and I am still on the trade. If you're running this with me, say yes. Okay. So I have two trade running. Don't get confused with the first one. This one is the older trade we're running. The new one that we have opened is the second one, which is running in profit at the moment. And thank you. Here, once the market managed to break this high, crossing that high, unless there's a doji, and this doji, this red doji sometimes causes little issue, but I'm going to hold it. I'm not gonna close it, whatever happens. So because the only way we can keep it in our favor by keeping that winner big. and that's where I'm at. So smaller doji here. This might be a little bit of slowdown in the market structure. And so there's only one thing that you can see is there was a trend line, support, 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 break of support, and then we saw a bounce back. Now here very smaller, narrower doji being formed, which sometime could be a false breakout and could come back below. If it does, I'm fully managed, but in case if you haven't done the risk management, guys, it's on running in profit, so I would highly encourage you to close additional position, put the stop loss in the right place, so that in case if you have taken a bigger risk, then right now just take the additional position off. That means even you can make the size smaller and then move the stop loss in the right place and let the rest running, because there is a narrower, smaller head and shoulder here that try to break below, or that might just continue to rise back up. It's very now in a place where it's impossible for you to know exactly what will happen. We are on the edge, we are on the direction of the trend. The market is still can go back to the upside, but before that it still can come down like we did in the past, and coming here, grabbing liquidity and then going back up. But in case the market coming down, we will be on a very smaller risk. So because you want to hold it for bigger, if you want to hold it for bigger win, always you need to take the risk here for any time the market to come down and take you out of the trade. But it's worth, because over the long term you're gonna be in profit all the time if you keep the win bigger and let the market do the job for you. Now here is the lower time frame price action, again trying to move back to the upside. So it created a good structure here. I'd like to see that it's breaking to the upside. This is structure, especially when the market breaks out from like this kind of consolidation. It takes a little bit of effort from the buyers to do so because there has been multiple rejection. But once it managed to cross this high here, that's gonna be another potentially breakout here, and we see that it's reflecting in that area. So you're running in profit at the moment, and once the market crossed this 4119 level, we will be moving the stop loss at entry, and then we can take the partial profit here to book some and then let the rest running. Sometimes become very emotional. Trading is like that, because when the market goes up and then suddenly it reverse back, try to that manipulate, that sometimes for traders is become very emotional. That's why staying in the live will give you always a better understanding of how the market is doing, will give you a big edge of your developing a trading psychology, will help you to develop your trading psychology, because that's where we are trading in the live market, trading in the live. And if you're in the premium group, then don't miss every post that I'm posting, guys. There is what I would say that it's a gold mine, because once you get that right education in the right time, it's not gonna be any difficult for you to consistently become profitable. Consistently doesn't mean that every day, every trade you win. Consistently means that weekly PNL. Look at our journal, and also look at every post that we are posting, the live PNL, the members, and we are posting in the group. We are weekly genuinely profitable. Someday we are in drawdown, that's fine, very rarely, but weekly we are profitable. And you need weekly pay, right? With a risk managed setup, not any kind of setup that can put you at risk of your capital. That's what you need to know, right? Ready for taking your trading to the next level? Now we are up. We can move the stop loss at entry at the moment without taking any profit here. All right, so to make the trade risk free. Now the market has broken, the structure broken to the upside here, right? So this is the trade that currently, the previous trade is the another strategy that I'm not going to do anything. This trade that we have open in the live, it's a different strategy, so I'm moving that stop loss at entry. The other trade, there's no require any kind of management, because it's a fully different strategy. So the one that we have entered 411.57, this one stop loss 4109.30, this one. I just moved the stop loss at entry. All right, so didn't take any profit. It's now risk free. I'm also sharing the premium group the same update. Great job. Okay, it's going up in that direction. Where's the TP? Can I see the number? Yes, the TP here at 4125.47. You guys can see on the live account, the running in 4125.47. Okay, it's crossing our threshold. And Okay, so I'm going to take a partial profit. That means 50% profit and moving the stop loss already at entry. So the market has reached our threshold. So we'll be taking 50%. So I'm closing nearly to 0.33 lot, 0.3 lot. So that we have some profit booked, and the rest is risk free in case the market coming for a, that liquidity grab will be out. But we have taken some pip here. Okay. It is possible the market to drop again back below, but I'm not resisting it. I'm going to just look at now if the market going back up. The other trade will be running because that's a different strategy. You're not gonna move anything here. And if you are getting any update copy from me, the same. Okay, so that is where you can see the market here. It's a risk free anyway if the market drop down. So just letting you know, I moved the stop loss at entry. And look, the market has created a double top here. It is possible that the market to deepen further. And if it deepens, we will be leave it there. But at the moment, let's see that what is the market is trying to do here. Looking at, there is a 15-minute candle closing nearly with a long wick candle, and there's a 15 minutes bullish engulfer here. So looking at the 5 minutes price action, so I think we are out with the second half. Yeah, we are out with the second half. We can re-enter anytime. It's fine. Especially when the market breaks out from consolidation, it gets the buyers really struggle to make that market to create a new higher high, because it's the market that has a long consolidation. So when the market breaks out from consolidation, you see it's kind of sticky. The price will try to stick to the consolidation. Whenever it goes out, there is pressure. That means the buyers close their position rather than selling. So that false breakout was in fact it was a false breakout, and the market is reflecting, and here is series of higher low. It's very weird here, and that is where the market now created a long doji here in that area, and So it might be breaking back to the upside, or so have you taken the partial profit? The other is half is gone. We will be re-entering as soon as it creates a new opportunity. It's breaking out, or you are still running. Mine is closed, that one. And okay, here it's creating a series of lower high. This market, do you think it's gonna break to the upside, or it's gonna just, if it fails to break this high, if it fails to break this resistance, which may not be, it might break to the upside, it just can completely break down back below here. But so far it's showing up back above. Anyone can respond to that? Have you updated your trade here in that area? And thank you. That's a very good sentence, guys. This is what we are like. It's all about learning, right? The more you'll be learning, the better you'll become as a trader. Because I'm late. That's fine. So how many of you were in this trade? Can you say yes or I was or anything if you were in this trade? Thank you. Look, the trading, if you look at here, you can see it's creating a very narrower price action here. And this market, thank you, was in. Okay. Anyone else was in the trade, or are you in the trade, or I'm out with the first trade? Now, okay, so if it is breaking out here, we might see a new higher high, but especially before breakout, any market, you see that it's going to make a lot of false breakout. It depends also on the volume. So when there's a higher volume, the volume is more here today because of the NFP coming tomorrow. You guys see that this is a very unusual NFP. NFP normally in the first week of the month, but this time due to the shutdown, we saw that there wasn't NFP. 2 NFP was left, and that is coming tomorrow. All right, so tomorrow in NY session, and that is bringing basically volume in the market. So when there's a volume, the market moves. Now you can see it's creating a very narrower, this is a very unusual structure being created. This structure can break out, can entirely break down here, right? So because it's on a resistance, creating series of lower high. And if that is the case, if the market failed to create a higher high, you can look at this market to drop down to 4106, but I'm not looking at that down level. I'm just watching to learn at the moment. Risk management is very important. That's the key point, guys. You see that risk management is not important. Risk management is the precondition to become successful as a trader. You need a simple strategy and complex risk management. Okay, that's where you need to look at. Simple strategy, complex risk management. Okay, it has dropped again with this level here. So struggling to break. See, that's how the market does. It's finding it hard to break that high. But looking at so another false breakdown or valid breakdown. Now this breakdown entirely has tested this previous support. Now it gained momentum. So there is a 1 hour candle close coming, which eventually could bounce that price back above. There is a pure bearish fair value gap that you can see in this area. And to look for any entry for us, you want to see the market is breaking out of this structure above. It's a very complex structure has created now, and Now this breakdown can even continue to trend back below here, depending on how the candle closing on the other time frame. In the meantime, guys, if you're enjoying the live session, that is successful trade earlier and want to look for the next one, make sure you like this stream, and also don't forget to no, so we had I have also closed the trade. So this is an old trade running in, which might be at entry. So I'm with the same as like all of you guys, the same entry that we had. Mine closed in partially, the rest is out, and it was worth, right? If you look at here, you can see that this, if we didn't close the trade, it would be now on a drawdown. So depending on, all right. So now the other trade was running from very old. It's older trade running. It's a different one, and this was open here before the live session long ago. So that's very interesting what you share. Yeah, absolutely. Look, trading is all about, there is a lot of uncertainty in trading. You won't be able to trade certainly all the time exactly in the same way, because the market is random and unpredictable. Okay, so the only way, the trading mindset. Now if you are watching this live stream, I believe that you're really passionate about trading, right? The trading mindset is very, very different than normal mindset. Okay, in trading you have to be very flexible in terms of your entry exit, but you have to be very strict in terms of your risk management. That is becoming a trader. So you're not going to deviate from your risk setting, from your strategy, but you're going to deviate always how the market might do. The market might do anything, right? So the goal here is not to be right, but to grow, right? There are two things. One is to be, that we want to be right. Most people want to be right. The goal here, not to be right, but to be profitable. Okay, that's the main goal. And if you look at that, both trade has gone closed. The goal here is to be profitable. To be profitable, you have to have a strong trading psychology. The market, if you look at here, creating series of lower high, as we discussed, it straight drop back down, and it's still maintaining the downtrend here. So that's what happened. The market has entirely broken that structure that you can see here. And now what we could see, the price to come back here. Okay, could come back below here. That might bring that price, if you look at this from this high, it now can lead that market back to 4106 level. Right? So it entirely broken that structure in that area. Welcome. So That's what we're waiting to see how the market might be creating the structure here from that level. Okay, and this what we could see here, look at the 4 hour here, that you can see the market has entirely dropped back below, and I will be looking for re-entry here once the market managed to come back well below, as there is a rejection from the higher price. It's a one single move back below. The chances here for the market to continue to rise back here is higher, right? So that might happen. Yeah, there is still room, and the room is at 4106 or in that area, right? So you can see there is some kind of rejection coming. So this is where you see the market is creating that. This is a potentially double bottom and bounce back to the upside. Okay, here is the market. If you look at that, might be coming back here to this support potentially. May have started a potentially a downtrending market structure here. And so if you look at from this level, there was a bounce. The market has overextended from that level and rejected back again below here. Welcome. All right, so that's where the price failed to create a higher high at this zone. Yeah, this is a very critical level. We can't open any position at the moment in that area until it started to trend in one direction. That's what we are looking at this market. Okay, so we'll be looking at the price action to show its way. If you look at here, it's on the support, and from that level, the price now, because it's a one single drop back below here, if you look at that move here that we are seeing on the lower time frame from the 1 hour and from the 4 hour perspective, this is from this high here. And okay, so the market is coming from the 4 hour perspective. If you look at, it's a complete drop down here, and breaking below here can give us possible further entry opportunity. I'm ready for enter after the market. Yeah, so it's breaking that low here. You can see, you want to see that getting that rejection. So there is a fair value gap and the market is approaching that fair value gap. All right. So here I'll keep a 60 pip stop loss and I'm going to open another position. So we'll be placing here at stop loss 4100.70 and we'll be keeping the take profit target 4125. It's gonna be a pretty big risk reward. And I'm waiting for an overextension here in this market. It's gonna be very tight. Stop loss here 69 pip. Taking it to 4125 level. This is new buy position that I have opened with a very tight stop loss again. Say yes if you are in this trade with me, and also make sure you do lot sizing and risk management, as this market now breaking from the support, it might overextend it back below and it still can continue to rise, but it might still can take us out of the trade. So make sure that you do proper risk management, which is very important to look at. And so overextended back below here. So it's overextended below, and this market is really interesting. I'm still on the trade. Interestingly, for a few people, I'm still on it. I guess you guys on this. If this market reverse from that, expecting it to continue rise back up again, or as it is an overextension below. I will open a potential reversal and might not hold. I think this might remain bearish. Looking to find a potentially reversal pattern here for possibly to go back to the resistance line. And if it reverses, gonna be a huge move back to the upside, because there has been a really big move down back below here. All right, so that's interesting. I've got in. I'm holding on to that. So holding on to that, as if this is a reversal, we can expect it to straight going back up to the high. And there is a complete break of structure. So going to that directional move gonna be a significantly bounce from the 4 hour that we can see the market is maintaining that uptrend. So you are at entry M, and right, so you are at entry. And by the way, if you're enjoying the live session, make sure you like the stream, trade the real trading here. So the right way to trade is always risk management. All right, so we got in this one here. Again, I'm holding on to that until it goes to directly to my stop. This is the very tight stop loss here, just for 1 pp. It didn't hit, but if it holds, then we can expect I have a bigger profit target here at 4125 level. So if it holds, it's gonna even cross higher. Even we can take bigger profit target here, because if this market holds, because if it holds, it's gonna, because there is a fair value gap, it's gonna be huge, and we might be even able to keep bigger profit target here. Can drop back down with a bigger rejection. So it might be, so this is a part of the market movement like that. So it's a big dodgy formation here. And so there might be, if you look at this market overextended back below from this support, and now it's creating a potential W here. So that is a one sign of, because below the support is forming the W, that can act as a reversal pattern for this bounce back to the upside. You're getting my point. So from the 1 hour and from the 30 minutes that you can see, this is where there is a 30 minutes candle closing with a bigger long wick. Now it might consolidate for a little more time, but that is where the market structure might build that pressure here in that area. Okay, so here is there is a long rejection from this high. Due to the NFP coming up, we see that increased volatility in the market, which is one good sign of more trading coming later today. Does anyone know when power hours? Anyone knows power hours? When? And okay, so it's getting from this bounce back to the upside. Now with this 1 hour candle close, if you look at, okay, now we see that this is the 1 hour price action. Most likely we'll see this candle to close above, and that's a potentially a move back up. Here there is a, if you look at, this is a pure bearish fair value gap in the past that you can see. Now once the market managed to break that high, we can expect this market to continue to trend. From the daily we see that it's maintaining an uptrend, so we can extend our profit target here to 4130 level if successfully the market bounce back in that direction here. And we see there is a double bottom, okay, or the W, whatever you want to say. That W is at this support, so below this support. That is can act as a reversal pattern for the market to bounce it back up here. If you look at this, is we had a trade here in this session. Okay, it's appreciated back to the upside. And so running in profit. Now, as we discussed that the market, if it is breaking to the upside, we will be moving the profit target to 34130, because the daily trend is bullish here. So you catch the big one, right? The second one. There's no losing this session we had. One we closed with half, the other one is running now. So now, did you like the stream? Make it to the same as view, guys. If you're enjoying, right? If you're enjoying this trade, then make it to nearly to the view. Smash it, big one. And then secondly, don't forget to subscribe. Join the Telegram link below this video for regular analysis and update. Now, 15 minutes price action that you can see here. This breakup structure followed by rejection back to the upside. So this move, what we can see here, can potentially continue to rise back to the upside here. And this is what I'm looking at. There's a break below. That's the thing happened. The market can drop for a deeper pullback. So there was a break of structure here. And volume in the market. So that move, if you look at that breakout structure, could take that market back above. Market is creating some funny structure here. On the 15 minute, if you look at the 5 minutes, there was a green and then a doji, another green bullish candle, another doji. So it's creating a kind of staircase. So green candle, doji red, and then green candle, doji red. Again, forming another green candle. Are you going to see another doji and then going back to the upside? But this breakup structure is interesting because holding on to that for possible break above. Okay, I'm on it. And now this candle is closing here as well with a long wick. And Okay, I think we might potentially could see breakout here. So 4 hour, if you look at, this is a 4 hour bullish price action, and that market has shown that pattern back, and we might see that continuation pattern because there was a breakup structure. Probably we have entered from an important area, so I want to hold on to the trade because breaking out, if you look at here, there is a trend line here. That trend line was, if you look at, was playing out in the past, and breaking out from the trend line can give that market to new high. That means new higher high, nearly to 4130 or in that level. I would like to see the market being able to truly breaking out of the trend line. And it's basically a stronger bullish price action, and want to see that breaking to the upside, guys, to get a bullish impulse back to the upside in that market. And if it is breaking out, we will be able to see that potentially bouncing back here in that area. And yeah, this is an exclusive live from Forex trading with that New York Open trade 30 minutes ago. That's what happened. Now this trend line, it's forming again quite a few dodges. Hey guys, welcome back to this live session. New York Open Insider. Trump is speaking today. Yeah, that's where you can see there is a breakup structure here, which is going. There is a bullish engulfer on the lower time frame here, and want to see that breakout. And if it breaks to the upside, we could see a strong bounce back above here. And there is a 15-minute candle closing as well here. All right, so we hold on to that. This is what I was telling you guys, that the holding on to the trade is important when you look at to give you the bigger profit. Right? Being a trader means that you stay more of in making profit, growing your account. Okay, regardless of you are right or wrong. This is what we discussed in the past. That's the trading psychology. Some trade will take you out of the market. The previous one, you guys see that we have taken the half profit, the other half has gone, but that's fine. The next one is with us now, big one, and we want to hold on to that for the full TP hit. Are you with me? Say yes if you are running this trade with me. Moving up, we are up now nearly to 82 pip. Looking at the 1 hour candlestick pattern, if you look at it, is a complete break to the upside, and from the 4 hour also you can see that complete break to the upside. I want to see that it's potentially breaking out here to create a new higher high. And it's getting the ratio is very simple. You need to keep the risk small and keep the winner big and keep trading that way until you become very good at it psychologically as well as in your risk management. this market to break above that we need really strong liquidity. From the 1 hour, if we look at, it's getting again another rejection from this higher price, and before the 1 hour candle close we might see potentially another retest, or if the candle, so what do we need to see? That 1 hour candle closing above this support, so that we can see the market is maintaining this uptrend here. Okay, sometime moves a very unpredictable way. If you look at, it had a very stronger bullish move, and then it had a complete breakdown here. So at this point, the price on a level where we are at entry, came back, and we tested that very lower point, and so you are before the 1 hour candle close. There is only 1 5-minute candle remaining, and 1 hour candle close coming here. That was, again, there was a complete breakdown here, and then now with the 1 hour candle close coming is important, because how this 1 hour candle will close will determine the next move, because if this 1 hour candle closing, as we discussed, above this level, still did this box here, so I've drawn the level here. If the market closing above this, the possibility to go back up is higher, even if it is closing below that level, because there is a complete break of structure here. So looking forward to see a candle close with how the candle closing is important, because where the candle closing also important, because there is a significant manipulation here and continue a trend. Just before the candle close, we might see prices potentially started to move back in the direction. So we are about to see the candle close in 2 minutes time on the 1 hour, and with this candle close, see that what kind of price action it has made. From the 1 hour, we can see there was a complete break here, and our stop loss below this candle, it's in a very good place now, unless there's a very change in the market sentiment, as this candle potentially closing above or in that zone that we have seen last 1.5 minutes remaining, and that is a very long rejection from this lower price. So the next move, we can predict it to be to the upside here, and if it is predicting to the upside, then there is fair value gap above this here up to this 4140. We can expect the trend to continue to rise back as NFP coming. And later, is there any speech coming from Trump? I think someone said that's gonna moving the market back again to the upside. Holding on to that for that full TP hit. Okay. Got the rejection back above. This is the power of patience, and we are on that. We didn't move the stop loss. It picked up. Now the rest will depend on how far it's gonna go up. It picked up. We are on it. We are using the power of patience to take the trade as much as we can. You don't have to win, but it's a practice, guys. It's your rewiring your brain. That's a great way to develop your trading psychology. Here is the market has created a W here, which I'm expecting it to break to the upside as there's volume coming in the market. So if you look at this 1 hour candle closed, right, and it has created a big long wick here. Looking forward to see that going back up to create a new higher high, and expecting less likely to fill that long wick at the bottom. Crossing that high. So with this doji, that's potentially a bullish trend continuation. And I'm running this trade. We'll keep running, and we are quite a bit of profit running with this trade. Yeah, so with this upcoming FOMC meeting minutes, high impact news is available for Forex Factory. Yeah, that's what the market makes really volatile here, guys. So this is what we expect the market to move, so that you can get more entry, more trigger. Now this is on the moment it's trying to break that high, so some pullback coming again, and so we are almost nearing to the end of this session. I'm going to run this trade till the end of this profit target, and we'll keep the stop loss at here. We're not moving any direction, or not moving any stop loss at entry. By the way, in the meantime, I hope that you enjoyed this live session, guys. So I'm coming up live again tomorrow, again twice. And in the meantime, if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do so, and also explore more about the strategy that I'm trading. You can find link below this video on the website. You can visit the website, and there's currently 95% off on joining the mentorship, where you can access my premium group, get access to every trading tool that I have, as well as the strategy that I am trading. So don't miss out that. You can find link below. You have few spots to take on the mentorship. That being said, as tomorrow is FOMC, so there will be surprise, there will be giveaway during the FOMC for taking some serious member in the academy. So I would invite you to join that FOMC tomorrow, and to get access to all my live sessions immediately, also stay connected by joining the free Telegram. You can find link below this video for all the schedule that I'm posting, that will be notified to you. This trade will be running. If you haven't done the risk management, it's on profit, that I would say that you can close partially, and you can keep your trade running with risk management if you like, or depending on, I'm running because I want to take the full profit target hit, or dropping back down here. That's it. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you again very soon, guys, trading live. Until that, stay well, stay happy.